Welcome to Car Sales Talk 101, where it's all about life in the car business. Telling you like it is. Here's the man with the plan, Terry Cameron. Let's get started.
Welcome back to Car Sales Talk 101. I'm Terry Cameron. Thanks for hanging out with me today. This is episode number 191, and it's talking about your closing ratios and how to increase them. But before we get started, I'd like to ask you to hop on over to Apple Podcast and give me a rating, maybe even write me a review. I sure would appreciate it. Let's go ahead and get started. One of the most common questions I get has to do with closing, particularly what is closing and how do you do it? Well, according to Joe Verdi, he's a leader in car sales training. Closing is a combination of the things you say, questions you ask, and the things you do to move the sale forward. Closing is a continuous process that starts the minute you greet your customer. In other words, doing and saying the right things that help keep you on the path to the sale. I believe the closing portion of the process is actually the easiest, but only if you follow the other steps in the road to the sale. 100% of the process to 100% of the customers, 100% of the time. So most dealerships have grown accustomed to measuring metrics with their parts and service departments, but only the very best keep track of closing in the sales department also. To get to that point, you must first look where it all begins, and that's with the initial sale. To get a true indication of how you're doing, you need to know your sales closing ratio. But before you determine your closing ratio, dealership expert Bob Clemens advises that you first need to look at who comes through the door. 70 to 80% of the people who come on the lot are prospective buyers, and each has an opportunity to buy from you. If someone comes into your dealership, they are at least neutral in their decision to buy from you. Roughly, only 20% of people make the decision based solely on price. The rest are looking for something that brings value to them or addresses a particular need. You must keep in mind that the majority of online customers have already decided what they want, and there's a reason they decided to purchase a particular vehicle. Chances are they did the research on the internet on the vehicle, the dealership, and maybe even the salesperson before they decided to put up the dukes and spar with the salesperson. So when you greet the customer, you must assume that you are talking to a buyer, because 78% of the people that can buy will buy within a week of stopping at the first dealership. You have to spend much time building rapport so they're comfortable with you, because 71% of the people said they bought because they liked, trusted, and respected their salesperson they dealt with. And this happens during your rapport building and investigating of their wants and needs stage. 80% of the selling is done on your presentation and your demonstration, on just 20% of the features on your product. We call this the value building stage of the process. This is when the customer starts to take total mental ownership of the vehicle. So you must know their buying needs, not just color and equipment preferences. How about this one? 85% of the people are very flexible and end up buying something other than what they originally intended to purchase, especially when it comes to color and equipment. A targeted presentation and a great demonstration are critical to closing. 50% of the people said they bought on the spot when they got what they thought was a good presentation demonstration. To sell more, you need to slow down, because speed kills faster than anything else you do. Persistence eliminates resistance, but you still must know how to close the sale. 80% of the sales are made after the fifth attempt at closing the sale, but 75% of the salespeople only know one closing question, and that's, if I could, would you? And they only ask for the sale one time before they give up. A great close can't make up for shortcuts taken in the selling process. Everything you do either makes closing the sale easier or tougher, which affects your closing ratio. While we're on this subject, let's talk about the deadliest closing ratio killer there is. And that's pre-qualifying customers based on what they look like, what they're driving, how they speak, and what they say. Asking customers financial questions and credit questions on the lot costs you more sales and commissions than you'll ever know. I can't tell you how many times the customers come on to our store babbling why they can't buy because what a salesperson said down the street told them, and based on their interrogation on the lot, that these customers eventually drove off our lot in one of our cars because we stayed focused on the process. Quit playing the guessing game on who is and who isn't a buyer. You're going to guess right sometimes, but you're going to guess wrong sometimes too. So quit guessing. It's just not worth it. So after this break, we're going to talk about the surefire ways to instantly increase your closing percentage. Auto dealers, do you know where your vehicles are and when they'll arrive? I know the inventory management challenge dealers face, so I'm certain the answer is a resounding no. But Montway Auto Transport can change your answer to a confident yes with the Montway Automation Portal, better known as MAP, M-A-P. MAP offers a smarter way to move and manage orders while giving you end-to-end visibility of all inbound and outbound units. You can upload VINs, get pricing, dispatch the orders, and track every unit on the dashboard. Leveraging MAP can save you time and money and get your vehicles to your lots quicker to sell. With MAP, you can book, track, and manage your inventory from one revolutionary platform. See MAP in action at www.montway.com/MAP. Now write this down, www.montway.com/MAP, and put your dealership on the map. All right, welcome back. In my career, I've worked with dealerships that catered to excellent customers and some that relied mainly on the subprime customer. Luxury brand dealers tend to have better quality customers than subprime, but regardless of which one you hang your hat at, the steps to improving your closing percentage and increase your income are the same. Your closing ratio is defined as the number of opportunities on the lot divided by the number of sales made. For example, if you generated 15 sales from 50 opportunities, your closing ratio is 25%. Once you have determined what your closing sales or closing ratio is, you can now budget and plan. If your closing ratio averages at 25%, you'll know that bringing in an extra 3 people a week through that front door of your dealership, or about 12 more customers per month, can generate another 3 sales each month, or 36 more over a year's time. If your average commission is $400, that's an additional $1,200 per month, or a pay raise of over $14,000 per year. Okay, so how do we get these 3 more customers in each week? Or a better word is opportunities. Let me explain what I mean by an opportunity. An opportunity is anybody and everybody you talk to on the lot face-to-face about purchasing a car. The service and parts customer is an opportunity. A vendor that asks any questions about a particular vehicle you have on the lot or that you sell on a regular basis is an opportunity. The teenager on a skateboard or bicycle, as long as he's old enough to drive, is an opportunity. The customer you talk to on the phone and is now at your store is an opportunity. The internet lead that you've been emailing and texting that shows up on the lot is an opportunity. So basically, everyone other than the homeless man that's walking through your lot to get to his next restless place is an opportunity to sell a car. The repeat and referral customers are also opportunities. One customer could be an opportunity more than once. And what I mean by that is a be-back that was sold on the previous visit. They're an opportunity when they return. Now, if they agreed to purchase and are scheduled to come in, or let me back that up. A be-back that was not sold on the previous visit is an opportunity when they return. If they agreed to purchase and are scheduled to come in and take delivery because we submitted them to finance and could not finish the deal for whatever reason while they were here previously, they're considered what I call a pre-sold customer, not another opportunity. Probably the most important thing you can do to improve your closing percentage is quite simply talk to the right people. Your choice of customers can drastically increase sales if you stick to fishing in the right pond. If you fish in the least productive pond, the one full of fresh ups, get used to that subpar customer and subpar commissions. Salespeople that work only with the fresh up is the salesperson that comes to work to wait. What a terrible way to spend 8 to 10 hours a day. The closing ratio for these customers are roughly 15 to 17%. So if you want to sell 15 cars a month to this group, you're going to need to talk to 90 ups a month or 23 each week. Almost 5 per day. And keep in mind, you still must completely follow the right sales process. No shortcuts. Good luck. Oh, and by the way, these are also the toughest customers to work with. On the other hand, if you choose to fish in the most productive ponds, the ones with the be-backs, referrals, repeat customers, internet customers, and phone-ups, a phone-up is a customer you talk to on the phone or through email and text and they came to see you personally. This is where you're fishing. If this is where you're fishing, get ready to live the good life. B-backs close at a 67% clip. Repeat and referrals, 70 to 80%. And phone-ups and internet customers hover right at 50%. With these folks, to sell 15 cars a month, you only need to work with 30 to 40 per month or 10 to 12 each week. A much easier number than the 23 ups. I'm not trying to say this will be easy, but making six figures is not necessarily supposed to be easy. Proof is in the pudding. I know many salespeople that switched ponds and over several months tripled, even quadrupled their income, which greatly enhanced their lifestyle and their family security. I can personally say that I was one of those salespeople, and the longer I did this, the easier it became and the more fun I had. So in closing, treat customers the way you would want to be treated and stick to the process. Like I always say, 100% of the process to 100% of the customers, 100% of the time, and you can't go wrong. So until we talk again, remember, the sky's the limit. I'll see you soon.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode. Please rate it and write a review on Apple Podcasts. We appreciate your valuable feedback. You can email Terry at 10minutesalestalk@hot.rr.com. And don't forget to share the show with a friend.